Not sponsored by Diet Coke, but it should be. Welcome back, everyone. So today I'm working on a project that I've been putting off. I haven't really come up with a good idea to make said project, and saw a couple things today that kind of made me think it might work. So the project is I'm trying to make a headstone for a pet that I had to put down last fall. Yeah, last fall. So I live out in the country, and as much money as they charge you to cremate an animal, I went with the burying it myself method. So I have not put anything out in the yard for kind of a little memorial marker, whatever you want to call it. I didn't know how to go about making one. Thought about making something out of cement, making a mold form, whatever, and then pouring it and trying to make like a traditional looking kind of headstone, and a bunch of different ideas. And then finally I saw something at the dollar store the other day, which was one of these little signs, and I thought maybe I could make something on the laser. I've got some of this Enduramark. You spray this stuff on, and then when you etch it, it turns that design black on the metal. I don't know how long or how well it will hold up on this thin metal, but this was only like $1 or whatever, so I figured it'd be a good test to see if it worked. And obviously not many people are probably going to be making headstones, but this would be a cool idea for maybe like making signs for your out in your yard or your garden. And the other idea I had was to go with this like paver block type thing. I don't know how I want to do it, if I want to have it like up like this or just lay it down, or I could just lay it flat on the ground, but kind of going with the same idea. I don't have those down here. If you watched the last video where I engraved some stones with the laser, and I thought maybe this would be an idea that would work. The block was like $3, so if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but if it does, there might be some ideas for other people to make, like I said, maybe like a sign or something you want to put in your garden. Obviously they have lots of different style blocks. These are probably poured out of some type of concrete, I would imagine, but I don't know how it's going to turn out, so we'll see.
I like using Kittle. I actually have like the cheaper subscription that way, because I like to play around and make some t-shirt designs and stuff. For now, I've already went ahead and made this. I had a border on here and it was not letting me, once I exported it to Lightburn, it was giving me a bunch of fits and it wasn't set correctly. So just kind of go with this one for now. For one, I don't want to get too elaborate, and then like for whatever reason either the stone doesn't work and or both of them don't work. I don't know, one or the other, but we'll see how things go, and if it does turn out pretty good, I might just use the one stone for now and see how it holds up in the weather and stuff, and then change it from there. I can always add stuff to it. So for now this will work, and I've already got our design over here in Lightburn. So the red line will represent the block. I can move this up a little bit more. I don't need that box in there. This is going to be a fill. I have to adjust my speed and power. I don't remember what I used on my last project. Look at this. This will kind of give you an idea of what it will look like. That's what we're going with. Fairly simple. I don't know how it's going to turn out, so let's go find out.
So I did a test burn on the back, and I actually had 2 little circles here, but it's not gonna stay, even though I went ahead and did it to see what it would look like. I don't think it's not even like really, not really, you can't even like feel any like difference, like it's not etched down at all. I suppose I could probably have burned it at a very low speed and higher power, even though it took me like almost an hour to do that. And if I had a CO2 laser maybe, but I just have a diode laser, so that's probably part of my problem. Even though it was a valiant effort, this will not do. So let's try the metal sign. I already went ahead and sprayed this, so put that in, at least we can get something usable. Alright, well this is what it looks like right now. To go wash off the rest of this coating, and then hopefully we still have a design etched onto the metal, burned on basically. So let's go find out what we have.
Yeah. All that for nothing. Well, that was a waste of time to do that. Well, that sucks.
Well, I guess that didn't go according to plan. I didn't realize it until after I had started. The tag on that little thing says it was galvanized steel, and I guess I should have noticed that just based on the way it kind of looked. But maybe that's why it didn't turn out, because this is what we got. Let me turn you around, you can see better. You can kind of see a faint, and I can actually kind of feel it, but it's almost like you can hardly even see it on the camera. But yeah, it did not turn out at all, and I think it might be because it's that galvanized. I could have possibly sanded this down to see if that would have made a difference. And I know it works because I've used that product on this old pocket knife, and that worked really good. And obviously this is not galvanized steel, so I don't know. And I cleaned the surface really good with this too, so it's not like I had oil or anything like that on it. And I don't know, just didn't turn out real good or at all. And obviously this one you can see, but I have a feeling if I just put that outside, it'll just basically go away over time, because it's mostly just cleaning the surface in that design. So over time it'll just fade. All right guys, well unfortunately this stuff did not turn out the way I was hoping, but just one of those days where it's like more a learning experience than a result that you were hoping for. But I have one other idea for the block that will work. Unfortunately, involves sandblasting, and my sandblasting cabinet is in a building that does not have power or an air compressor. So getting that design, that process done will be a little bit. I think what I'm going to try is, I have this vinyl that's really thick that you can use on a sandblaster, and I've actually used it in the past on some projects, and it does work, it does hold up. It might not work for this design just because it's a little bit more intricate, and that vinyl's so thick it's kind of hard to cut in more detailed designs, but that could be an option. Or if I really wanted to go the route, I could just cut some vinyl, do a little stencil, paint it on the sign or the block for that matter, and then just seal it with some clear coat. And obviously over time that will also fade, but
that might be an option for a temporary fix until I can get the sandblasting situation figured out. But unfortunately, guys, I probably made you watch this for nothing. So I'm sorry for that. But thanks for watching if you're still here. And I will talk to you guys later.